I'm Randy Hill, a Texas entrepreneur and inventor, and I fly by the seat of my pants.
I'm his wife, Janeé Hill. I'm a television producer and motivational speaker, and I am tightly wound and love structure.
Country meets culture, where two worlds collide.
It works, or does it?
Hello, my name is Randy Hill. I'm a Texas entrepreneur, and
I'm Janeé Hill, television producer and motivational speaker. Did you forget who you were?
No, I was just gonna kind of elaborate a little bit.
If you tuned in last week, you know that we shared with you that we got married in 5 weeks and 6 days from the time we met until the time we married. We don't recommend that. No. If you don't know why we did that, then go back and watch it. But I also hadn't met Randy's girls from his previous marriage, and I hadn't been to his home. So we're going to talk about how that went today and what we learned from that. But before we do that, we've had a couple of you write in. Brandy from Florida said, now that you know what you know, would you do it again? Randy, I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, I think I would. I would do it again. Yeah.
Okay, for me,
easy for me to answer.
Again, I'm the planner, and so if I were to do this again, I would for sure do it in a way that better sets us up to succeed. I think being a blended family is hard regardless. And by having not met the girls and developed a relationship with them before we got married, it just made it much harder than I think it had to be.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes you look back on, we can't change the past.
Yep.
We cannot change the past. Would I do it different? Yeah, I would do it different. I think I probably would have taken you out to my house and let you meet the girls and things like that. But it is what it is. Yep. And you can't go back. You can't change the past, and you cannot cry over spilled milk. And so I think that it works.
Yeah, and somebody else said, you all got married in 5 weeks and 6 days. Janeé, you're a planner. That doesn't seem like you.
Well, she planned.
You're going to find that with me,
you can do a lot of planning
as straight
in
and
6
narrow
days.
as I am, there are times that I will surprise you with my spontaneity.
And I think that sometimes a planner likes the adventure of a shoot from the hip person, somebody who is an adventure seeker, who's exciting. And the same thing that attracted you to me oftentimes scares you.
Well, and it's also what is most challenging in our marriage. But I think for me, I made a lot of mistakes, and I probably still do. So early on, I meet the girls. They have had a while that they had just been with Dad, and Dad doesn't exactly run a tight ship. And so they might come to the house and just throw their bags down. And remember, I'm Miss Structure. And
she came with a eraser board, a flip chart. Literally, in her car, she had a flip chart in the back of her car when I first met her. She carries around this flip chart with her.
Well, okay, well, give me some credit. So my background had been in learning and development, performance consulting. So a lot of times with clients and when I'm working with teams, we jot out expectations, or maybe we strategize about things. And so that's why I carried the little flip chart. But
you don't learn that in 5 weeks, in 6 days.
He didn't know about the flip chart. But I took the flip chart in the house. I am so not proud of this. And girls, I know I've apologized. I am sorry still. But I took a flip chart into the house and I wrote out expectations and I assigned points with every expectation. And then I said, when we hit X number of points, we'll get to do Y activity. And I just thought this was a great way to set clear expectations and apply appropriate rewards and consequences.
And the girl said, "What happened to our daddy?"
Yeah, that went over not so very well. And so then
I had to take him out to get ice cream.
Without telling me, I mean, it was a little
without
secret.
telling you,
And at the time, the
I'm
youngest.
an adult. I want to go get an ice cream.
But I'm also more structured in my eating. And so I try to teach our family healthy eating.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we can't have ice cream, but the youngest was 7 at the time. And she came back. She goes, "We just had ice cream, but I'm supposed to not tell you." And sweet Maggie was always so great to just, out of the mouths of babes, speak the truth.
She needed a whipping for telling on that.
But I did think that there was a better way to bring the family together. And the girls are super talented. Macy, the middle one, I mean, literally, if you're watching and you're looking
Voice
for
of an
a
angel.
singer, she is phenomenal.
I'm going to take her to Nashville.
So I had been raised where I loved singing, I loved performing. And so I thought we can do family talent shows. And so literally Randy and one of the girls would be on one team, and me and one of the other girls would be on another team, and we would have these big talent show productions. We would dress up. Now I will tell you that whichever girl was teamed up with Randy always felt like she drew the short straw, because Randy does not like to
I'm
really,
not much of a dancer.
and he's not much of a planner, and so he just wants to wing their number. And when you're coming from Miss Performer, break it down, girls. And 5, 6, 7, 8. So those were some crazy fun antics that I do think help bring us close together.
Yeah.
And it's something that now, even with our little boy at home, we are putting him in talent shows. So we have talent shows and dance off quite often. I think we have a little video we can show you of the best singer who's going to be on American Idol.
We have a lot of videos we can show
I know,
you.
but do we have one of our age singing, dancing?
I think so.
No,
Let's look
I
at
don't
it right
see
here.
him. This is a great talent. Okay.
No.
Yes.
Why are you showing this one?
Yeah. So if you are,
That's the greatest thing to teach a child
so
that
if
has
wait,
been
wait, wait,
living
wait.
in a
So if you're not watching, well, first of all, you need to follow us at Country Meets Culture so
Country
that you
Meets
can
Culture.
watch. But what Randy does is that he takes a straw and makes farting noises.
It's the old straw under the arm. Every child should learn that by the age of 4.
Oh boy.
My mom and dad are, straight-laced and conservative, and they laugh so hard, and then they caught themselves. They go, "Now, don't you do this at your house."
Yeah. So, I think that
that is my duty, is to teach the children some wholesome, fun.
I thought you were going to say that like your duty is to teach them about Jesus, but your duty is
I'm
to
teaching
teach
them
them
about Jesus.
how to fart in a straw. Yeah.
But they also need to learn how to laugh.
Yeah. And I teach them things.
Laughing is healthy.
Like how to give, how to feed the homeless. When Randy and I were
Now we're going to get into that story.
first married, I love to give leftovers to the homeless. And it doesn't have to be leftovers. Sometimes I'll even cook for them.
And you're going to hear us talk about Joe T's all the time. Joe T's in Fort Worth.
It's a great place. If you're ever in Texas, you got to check it out.
Joe, awesome.
we were we had some leftovers from Joe T's, and this was when Randy and I were still just dating, in that long 5 weeks and 6 day dating period.
Joe wasn't after we were married?
And so I said, we are going to go somewhere.
She's trying to impress me. She's going to go feed the homeless and impress me.
And so
It didn't impress me.
we
It
go
scared
down
me.
to this place, and Randy stays in the truck while I get out with these bags of leftovers, and homeless people just start lining
And
up.
boy, she was like, "Y'all line up. You go over here. You do this. You do that." And they were just like, "Okay."
Yeah. But
When she got back in the car, I said, "You are not ever going to do that again. Do not do that again. That's dangerous." Those people could have just grabbed her and ripped her apart.
And since then, I've been very obedient. I've only picked up a few what Randy calls stray puppies.
Stray puppies, hitchhikers.
No, I do think that it's important to teach our kids how to serve others.
Yes.
in Dallas, this was really cool. So one time we had the girls at Christmas, and it was going to be our first year to have them all week. And so every day I did Secret Santa, and it would have a different activity for the day. So one day we went ice skating. But another day, we went and fed the homeless through an organization called the Soup Mobile. And they actually bring them into a hotel on Christmas Eve and they give them gifts. And so I told the girls, we are going to go be a part of this. And they actually said that that was one of the things that they enjoyed the most of that week. And so I think it's important that we teach our kids to really serve others.
Yeah. And I think these lessons that they learn as they grow up, it just teaches so much character.
Yep.
Some of it's fun. Some of it's a little scary.
Yep.
It gets you out of your comfort zone. And I think the girls have done very, very well with it. And I'm proud of them. And I'm proud of you for setting that up. It's not something that I would generally do. Hey, let's take them to Daytona. That's where we need to go. It's Daytona. Pocono. Come on.
Randy, why are you talking about Daytona and Pocono? Why do we care?
Because of NASCAR.
Okay, tell us about your passion in NASCAR.
10 years ago, someone invited me to a race, went to Texas Motor Speedway, and I was blown away. And I said, this is the most incredible, this is a circus. I mean, as a kid, when you dreamed about joining the circus and going for all the fun. And so anyway, I left the track that night and I said, I'm going to start a NASCAR team.
And how did that work out for you, Randy?
It was just an adventure. It was so much fun, but it didn't work out.
Yep. And I think, Randy and I are both entrepreneurs. He's probably more of the traditional entrepreneur and inventor. Randy invented the peanut trailer. And if you
eat more peanuts, it's good for the economy.
If you don't know what a peanut trailer is, there's a picture of a peanut trailer.
Oh, hey, that's a bird song.
You can Google
little shout out to my customer, Bird Song Peanuts.
His previous customer. So Randy sold that company, but Randy's had a wind farm, peanut trailer. You have another invention that you're wanting to work on. Do you want to talk about that one?
Is this an appropriate audience?
Sure.
When Janeé and I got married, her dad enjoyed smoking a cigar occasionally. So at Christmas time, our first Christmas together, we decided Janeé wanted me to take me up to their little lake place and up at Nacona. We went up there, and her dad gave me a humidor, a 200 cigar humidor for Christmas. And so...
and what my dad said is, now, Randy, cigars are kind of like fine wine. You want to take a while to find out what you like and, what your taste is. And so what does Randy do?
Well, Pops, the only problem is I don't drink wine.
No, but you did know the analogy. But what Randy did is he ordered 200 cigars right off the bat after having never smoked a cigar previously.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see how he takes advice.
Yeah. But I've noticed with cigars... they leave an awful taste on your tongue. So I was sitting around smoking a cigar a few weeks ago, and I told Janeé, I said, you know what I'm going to do? My next invention is going to be a tongue condom.
So wrong.
It's a little latex,
It's just
little
wrong.
shell that you slip on your tongue. You smoke your cigar, and you pull it out, throw it in the trash, and you go inside, and your wife doesn't go, "Oh, you smell like an old cigar."
Yeah, Randy,
You could even get them scented. She goes, "Hey, come here."
Yeah, this may be kind of like NASCAR. As an entrepreneur, some deals work, other deals don't. We actually have a comment from Teresa in Wichita Falls, Texas.
Well, hello, Teresa from Wichita.
My hometown. And she said, I have a challenge for you and Randy. You all should divide your kids into teams and get them to sell something and see which entrepreneur could sell the most.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I am down for that challenge. Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I love to cook. I got to be on the Food Network once, and so my team, you're going to be cooking and eating some good. So girls, RH, who wants to go with me?
Okay.
What are you going to do?
I think all the girls in RH will want to go with me.
Because you're going to do what?
Because I'm going to do something exciting.
You have no clue.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I'll do something exciting, very exciting.
Yep. So follow us on Country Meets Culture so you can see what, first of all, whatever Randy decides to take our children to do. And then secondly, Which team do you
might
think
go to a
is
race.
going to win?
if
You
we could-
have to sell
I
something.
know. Sell
Randy.
some T-shirts. I might sell 1,000 T-shirts.
Oh boy. Okay, so you definitely want to see,
times.
and I'd love to know who are you rooting for and why. Follow us on Country
for me.
Meets Culture,
Pick
and we
me.
will talk to you next week. I'm your winner, chicken dinner.